Title: From Ashes to Triumph. I had always been a dreamer. Growing up in a rundown neighborhood, I knew that life wouldn't hand me success on a silver platter. My mother worked 2 jobs just to keep food on the table, and my father had left before I was even born. But I had something that many lacked: an unshakable belief in myself. At 18, I moved to the city with nothing but a backpack and a heart full of ambition. I took on any job I could find: washing dishes, delivering packages, and even working overnight shifts at a gas station. I knew this was temporary. Every free moment I had, I spent learning about business, finance, and self-improvement. I read voraciously, taught myself coding, and started drafting ideas for a business of my own. Amid the struggle, I met Sophia. She was beautiful, charming, and seemed to appreciate my ambition. At first, she supported me, but over time, her patience wore thin. She wanted fancy dates, weekend getaways, and a man who had already made it. She often compared me to her friends' boyfriends, men who had stable jobs, drove luxury cars, and could afford expensive gifts. "Ethan, I love you, but I can't keep waiting for you to get your life together," she said one evening, her arms crossed as we sat in my tiny apartment. "I'm building something, Sophia. Just a little more time, and things will change." She scoffed. "You've been saying that for years. Meanwhile, I'm out here struggling with you. I deserve more. I need security." My heart sank. I wasn't angry, I understood. But I had hoped she would believe in me a little longer. The tension grew between us over the next few weeks. Sophia became distant, her texts shorter, her presence colder. I could sense what was coming, but I clung to the hope that she would stay. I was wrong. One evening, during a particularly rough patch when my business had nearly collapsed, I came home to find Sophia packing her bags. Her expensive perfume lingered in the air, mixing with the scent of betrayal. "So, this is it?" I asked, my voice hollow. She didn't meet my eyes. "I can't do this anymore, Ethan. I need stability, and you're just not there yet." "Yet?" I repeated. "You're leaving right when things are the hardest? I thought you believed in me." She sighed, exasperated. "Belief doesn't pay bills. Love doesn't fill my bank account. I want more, Ethan. And I've found someone who can give it to me." My stomach dropped. "You found someone else?" Sophia hesitated before nodding. "He has his life together. He has a good job, a house, a future. I need that." The betrayal hit harder than I could have imagined. The woman who once whispered sweet words of encouragement now stood before me, choosing an easier life over the man who had given her everything he could. I wanted to argue, to convince her that things would change, but deep down, I knew it wouldn't matter. "I hope he gives you everything you're looking for," I said quietly. Sophia looked at me, perhaps expecting anger or desperation. But all she saw was a man who, despite the heartbreak, would not beg. And then she was gone. I stood alone in the silence, my heart shattered, but my resolve stronger than ever. The pain didn't break me, it fueled me. #### the road to success. I buried myself in work. I refined my business model, networked with the right people, and sought out investors who believed in my vision. My first startup, a software company designed to help small businesses streamline their operations, failed miserably. I lost nearly everything, but instead of giving up, I learned from my mistakes. My second attempt fared better. I launched an app that helped freelancers manage their work and connect with clients. It gained traction, and soon, venture capitalists took notice. I secured a major round of funding, allowing me to expand the company. I hired top talent, improved the technology, and aggressively marketed my product. Within 3 years, my company was valued at $50 million. But I didn't stop there. I realized that true wealth wasn't just about one successful business, it was about diversification. I took a large portion of my earnings and invested strategically. I entered the e-commerce industry, launching an online store that sold high-demand tech gadgets. I reinvested profits into real estate, purchasing undervalued properties, renovating them, and either renting them out or selling at a high margin. Then I turned my focus to the stock market and cryptocurrency. I studied market trends obsessively, making smart, calculated investments. Some of my early investments in companies like Tesla and emerging AI firms skyrocketed in value, exponentially increasing my wealth. One of my biggest breakthroughs came when I partnered with an emerging AI company, helping to develop automated trading bots for retail investors. The company exploded in value, making me a fortune overnight. I took my earnings and launched a venture capital firm, investing in promising startups and guiding young entrepreneurs who reminded me of myself. By year 5, I was no longer the struggling dreamer. I was a multimillionaire. I owned luxury cars, properties across the country, and a thriving business empire. But more than that, I had built a name for myself. I was invited to speak at conferences, interviewed by top business magazines, and admired by those who had once doubted me. ####, a familiar face returns. With success came the inevitable shift in how people treated me. Suddenly, old acquaintances wanted to reconnect. Strangers admired me. I attended high-profile events, rubbed shoulders with industry giants, and enjoyed the fruits of my labor. But the most surprising twist came when Sophia reappeared. She found me at an industry gala, dressed in an elegant black dress, her eyes wide with shock as she approached me. "Ethan," she gasped. "Oh my God, look at you. I can't believe how much you've changed." I smiled politely but felt nothing inside. "It's been a long time, Sophia." She touched my arm lightly. "I was wrong to leave. I didn't believe in you, and I regret it. Maybe we could catch up sometime?" I studied her face. She looked the same, beautiful, confident, but now I saw something else: desperation, regret, and, perhaps, a realization that she had bet on the wrong man. "I appreciate that, Sophia," I said, my voice calm. "But I've moved on." Sophia's expression faltered. "Ethan, please. We had something special. Don't you remember?" I did remember. I remembered the nights I worked myself to exhaustion while she told me I wasn't enough. I remembered the moment she left, right when I needed her the most. But I also remembered someone else, Lena. I smiled as I spotted Lena across the room, talking with my business partners. She looked radiant, her eyes full of warmth, her presence a reminder of what true partnership meant. I turned back to Sophia. "I hope you find what you're looking for." "But I already have." And with that, I walked away, leaving Sophia standing there, just as she had once left me. ###, the true meaning of success. Success wasn't just about wealth or proving doubters wrong. It was about the journey, the lessons, and the people who stood by you when no one else would. I had found everything I had ever needed. And so, the man who once had nothing became a legend, a testament to what belief, persistence, and love could achieve.